Hello guys, it's Ign Hl04 back with another Splinterlands video, and today we have a really exciting topic to cover. We are going over the most important dev cards for the modern league. But before we do that, feel free to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and if you haven't even noticed, we are doing a Twitch giveaway. So, in Twitch, when we reach the 50 subscribers, we will be giving away a little bit, and a few cards. I already said it on stream. We're always streaming every Thursday. We're currently at 33 followers. I wanna get to 50, and it would be nice if you could also come there and follow me and then take part in the giveaway. I would love to give you all some stuff back because you're an amazing community. But now let's hop right into the video and let's start. First, as we always do it, we are going to take a look at all cards, we are going to take a look at Def, and only do Untamed and Chaos Legion. So if you guys wondering, yes, we will start with the summoners as always. Def has a few summoners currently in the modern meta. I don't find a lot of use cases for the Def team, but if I find one, it will probably win that game. So, what summoners are really mandatory? First up, I will take a look at the cheapest one, Dallin. Dallin is a card, it's okay, and it's good and bad in two senses. So if we come here and take a look and just go to buy, we go to summoners, we go to modern, and then to the Def team, you're gonna witness something particularly interesting. So then we just go here, compare to league. Where is it? Just have to look it for a price at level. There we have it. And you see the Dallin is more than $50 cheaper than a Lament. So he's the cheapest summoner. That's why I think he's great. It's a good start into the game to get used to all of those new levels if you want to play in any league. We could even do this in Bronze. In Bronze, probably Dallin is a little bit more expensive than Thaddeus and Lament. Then if we go to Silver, it looks other way around. It's half the price nearly. If we look at Gold, Dallin is also nearly half the price. It's 1/3 of the price, or 2/3 of the price of a Contest, and Contest isn't even good. I think Dallin is better at Contessa. So probably you have to look at that too. And then if you go to Diamond, again, you're paying $80 for a Max Diamond Summoner. And if you look at the Gold team there, you pay about 80 for an Gold level Thaddeus. So you have to consider even a better Summoner, or a summoner where you can play all of the levels that you need. So that's why if you don't have a big budget, I would highly recommend you play this guy. Otherwise, if you are a little bit more experienced and know what you want to play and know what your deck is lacking of, I don't think you have as much success with Dallin as you do. As you see, I don't own a Dallin. Then we can talk about Contessa. It's a little bit cheaper than Thaddeus, but it's also weaker. In certain rule sets, this card is great, especially in ranged only, but it's not a must-have. Ooster is a card that's very situational. I think Ooster is great, but if you take a look at the prices, it's way more expensive than any other card. If we even go to Diamond, you see Ooster costs 227. And Astral is only at 180, so I would say Astral Entity is better than Ooster, so I wouldn't recommend going with that. If we take a look at Dallin, we already looked at it. Thaddeus is a great choice, perfect 4-mana summoner. Go for him if you don't have a reliable one and don't want to go for Dallin. Mimosa is the best one out of all of those, since she got a lot of good abilities that you can use in certain type of rule sets, especially in rule sets where no melee monsters are allowed. She's a great summoner there, but don't consider she's so expensive, like 430 for Max Mimosa, and Waka is trash. Let's say it like it is. He's too expensive for that what he is. He's just a trash summoner. Astral Entity is very situational, and I even haven't found the right rules as to use him. But if I can make him work, he's great. I think he can really be an amazing and a very powerful summoner. So you should try and make him work sometimes, and it will be in your favor. But if we talk about the most used cards and the best cards to have in this situation, I would go with, if you really don't have any budget, I would go with a Dalan because he's the cheapest one. Out of all summoners, also the fire, water, and so on and so forth, Dalan is the cheapest summoners, and if you can't afford it or don't want to invest so much money, get a Dalan. Dalan is amazing for that choice. But if you have a normal budget, I would either go with a Thaddeus or a Contessa plus an Astral, because I don't think you can afford an Mimosa. I can't, so probably you won't do that either. Ooster's also too expensive, but if you have a wide budget, I would also go for, if you want a really complete dev team, Contessa, Ooster, Thaddeus, Mimosa, and Astral. Those would be great then. But now let's take a look at the monsters, since monsters are also an important part of the teams, and we will start with the common ones. Common monsters that really stick out to me. I will only talk about those that I use really often and I would love to own. First one would be the Maggots. Maggots is a card that gets extremely powerful at the gold level due to the fact it gets the scavenge ability. It has the impunity ability, 3 mana for 3 damage and 4 health. Amazing card. Get it if you can. If we take a look, we can go over to peak monsters. I will only look at the maxed out prices there, because I think this will show how expensive it really is. It goes about 70 bucks. It's kind of okay. It's not that good, but 64 for a Night Ghoul. But if you take a look at some other cards at the max level, those are way cheaper and also do a good job in that league. So if you have a really big pockets, go for the Maggots. If not, it's not necessary. This Cursed Slime Ball, if you're lacking a lot of 1 mana monsters, you could get it also. If you play in Diamond and above, I would recommend getting you a 6 Slime Ball. And I'm gonna tell you in the end why, and I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna tell you a strategy that really works wonders in low mana strategies that has gone a little bit, it's forgotten, let's say it like that. It really got forgotten a little bit. That's why this card is so expensive, because of the redemption ability. Level 6 copy costs you 24 bucks, and with 2 other cards, this can really make you such a strong strategy. Then, next card will be the Giant Scorpion. That's just a normal 4 mana tank. Nothing special there, it's not really needed, so I don't think you actually go for that in the Champion League. I have never played against one of those, and I'm currently in Champion 2, so maybe the upper guys do, but for me, it's not really necessary. Undead Badger, that's a card that I personally think is very strong. Especially look at it, 3/6/4 for 2 mana. It's a beast. If you have deep pockets and you want to step up your game, get this little bad boy and it will help you reach new reach. There you see it, 122 for the next level. Giant Scorpions, there are not a lot of for sale. I don't know why. I don't think this card is good. There are only 235 on the marketplace. So paying 42 for level 8, it's kind of okay. But Undead Badger, the most expensive common card for the dev team. And basically this card is a beast. And in certain rule sets, or you have 2 sneaks already with an Uraeus, and then you get the third in, maybe in Maggots, and it's so beautiful to see your opponent get shred into pieces. Let's go at the Undecked Rex. This has been a reward card from the Untamed frame. I personally think it's unnecessary, because in Death you won't stack a lot of melee monsters. I like the artwork, but you actually don't need this card. Next one would be Phantasm. And as it says, it's close to Palicor. I don't know what his name actually is, but if you take a look at it, Polycore Deceiver and Phantasm are nearly the same cards, and you don't need a Phantasm. Maybe in Bronze it can be a little better because it gets the second attack, but in Champion I think the Polycore Deceiver is way better, so you don't need those two. And also another card you don't need would be the Marrow's Ghost. Like, look at the abilities, it's not useful. Yeah, it's okay, but it's, for me, it's a fail card and we don't need it in your deck, so those three are definitely no-goes. You don't need a Scorpion, you only need a Slime Ball in the max level, and the Badger and the Maggots can be good in every game. Nightmare, I think you have heard a lot about this card. I really do love this card, especially now with the new Summoner. You can play really nasty plays with it, getting a lot of speed. The blast damage and the phase are awesome abilities. This card is really amazing, especially if you play it right, then this card can win you games all on your own. Currently you can get a max copy for 81, silver for 12 bucks, which is expensive for a silver level card, but it starts getting way better in gold. And if you're on a small budget or smaller budget, I would recommend you going with a level 8 copy. So, next card I want to talk about is Deceiver. I got a gold foil Deceiver, and this card is amazing with the new legendary Summoner Astral Entity. This card is really strong, especially with the backfire ability. Either they're missing or you have a potential chance to retaliate them. The only weakness to them is magic, but this card is awesome. It's very cheap at the moment, so try getting a max copy. Carrion Shade is a card I would recommend you going for a max gold foil copy to get the most out of your money, because every time you use this card you get a 10% bonus, and I can tell you, you are using gold foil cards a lot of the time. Especially those one gold foil, but those two are must-haves for your deck. Riftwing is also a card, I don't want to go over it, especially because I think everybody knows those cards. Riftwing is also very strong. Stitch Leech, especially after you played at level 6, is a good card to have in your deck. The Crypt Bill is, I personally wouldn't say you need it because I don't play it a lot. I think if Dev gets a little more support and other cards that support especially low mana matches, you would go for a Beetle. Silencer V, amazing card. Get it. Every Hungry Skull, it's an amazing card. It's so cheap. Try getting a max copy or a max copy for a league, especially in the Thorns, and then you play in rule sets where every monster has the same health. Nightghoul, this is a card that's a little bit more expensive, and especially after when you're playing gold, this card gets really strong. A lot of people play this card in melee only matches, and you know why? Because of the force field and the taunt combination. You can look at a, where was it? Let me look for it. I don't find it right now, but I think it's about 60 bucks. Or is it even cheaper? But there, Nightghoul, 64, there we have him. It's the cheapest card for 64. And a level 6 copy costs 15 bucks. And I would try getting one of yourself. I'm also considering buying one of those. It only costs me $15 to get a good copy, a usable copy. And I would probably go for one in the future. But this is a card you really want to get. It's very strong. Next one would be this bad boy, and this bad boy is particularly strong in, look at the silver levels. 3 damage, 8 health. So in silver and in bronze, this card is a beast. It's so strong. 3 damage in bronze. That's wow, that's just wow. 3 damage for 6 mana in the second position is wow. This card is amazing in the lower levels. It's really a must-have, but if you take a look at the higher levels, it falls off a little bit. And it's really great, but not for that price. But in the lower levels, you really want to get one of those. It really helps this type of game. And I won't talk about those two because those two can't be bought. Rare cards. Let's go through them. Dark Astroneasure. Yep. Nothing special. You don't need it for your team. Just say it out there. Bone Golem is a card. It's kinda expensive, but at level 5 it gets the self-repair, which is amazing. But I wouldn't say it's that necessary. It's nice to have, but not a must-have. And in certain rule sets you really want one of those, but it's okay. And then we come to the best card, or one of the best rare cards out there. Def Elemental. The weaken and the silence ability are so strong on this card, and if you play in a max level, you want to get a max Def Elemental. This card is amazing, and that's also a card that I want to involve in that strategy, and I'm gonna show it to you when I'm finished. But it costs 121 bucks for a max copy, and it's totally worth it. Completely. Amazing card. Really amazing card. 10 out of 10. In Champ and Diamond I would recommend it. Grim Reaper, it does okay damage, but it's nothing special, you don't need it. Dark Ferryman, it's a good card. In certain rule sets this can be great, but it's free for free is still strong. Like free and a lot of health is good. You need it, but I'm not sure how much this card is going for. Let's look for it. Dark Ferryman, 20 bucks. So for 20 bucks you can pick it up. It's not that expensive. If you already built your Chaos Legion deck, you can go for a Ferryman, but I don't think it's really that necessary. Bonesmith, everybody knows this card. Probably everybody has a max copy for their league because it's really helpful. Soul Strangler, this card is amazing. I really want to point it out because a few guys are sleeping on them. 3, 4 and poison. Oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed. This card is amazing. Life Sapper is part of the redemption strategy with Def Elemental, so you would probably want to get a max copy. Dampier Stalker, very strong card, does a lot of damage, always hits, really reliable. Cursed Mendeko is a card everybody knows of. A lot of you bronze guys will probably hate this card because this is so good. And don't forget, it even gets the heal in later levels and the slow, and oh gosh, it's so good. Just try getting one Cursed Mendeko at max in your league and you will be happy for the rest of the day. Kabbalist, it's a good support card, but currently if you look at the prices, for me it's way too expensive. It costs $100 and that's not worth it. It's not even close to the level of a Def Elemental and you don't need it that much. It's a great card, yeah, for sure, but it's way too expensive. Then let's get in the last card, and I'm in love with this card. This card is so strong in every aspect of the game. Bronze, silver, gold, diamond. I only have a level 7 copy and it's amazing. It really shreds through my enemies. It's so good. I love this card. It's a 10 out of 10 and just, yeah, it's just amazing. Just out loud, this card is the best card out of the rares, next to the Def Elemental, and for me it's the most used ones out there. Queen of Crows is just amazing. Let's quickly go through the epics, and we have a few epics to cover. First one would be the Soulstorm. Soulstorm is a card that's a great support card. It does a lot of damage, but I personally think it's really expensive. I haven't looked at the prices of the Untamed cards for a long time, but where is it? 86 bucks. It's too expensive for what it does. It's very situational and you don't need it. If we take a look, this card actually is very strong with the Rust ability and the Affliction. It's very good. I would really recommend it to you. It's a cheap magic attacker who gets rid of your opponent's shields, and also in the lower levels the Affliction can help work wonders. It's kinda expensive. You get it for 87 bucks, but I think that's worth it. Especially in low mana rule sets, and the strategy I want to show you, this card is really worth it. Shadowy Presence, I don't think we need to talk about this. Strengthen and Inspire, it's good. Really good card, too expensive for me. Golodon, I owned one copy for a long time, especially in bronze. This card can be really strong. In silver, a level 1 copy is also enough, but for gold and up, I really appreciate it. I'd love to get a max copy, but it's too expensive. So I think the Golodon is too expensive for me. Darkest Mage is also very expensive, also like Shadowy Presence, but those three are amazing cards. Soulstorm is the worst out of all of those. If we take a look at the next ones, Magi Necrosi. I got a gold foil copy of him, but I don't use him at all. I play so many games, but I never used him with the dev team, so I don't think you need one copy of him. If you take a look at the next card, the Warlock, it's great for the blind, it does 3 damage, but it's not necessary. Those two are unnecessary. This card is very important. It's an 2 exclamation marks. This card is amazing, especially with the Rust and the Amplify. I love it very much. And it's one of my most favorite dev cards because of those abilities. And it's not even that expensive. Like, it costs about $33, which is not a lot of money. And then one of the cheapest cards is one of the staples of the game, the Revealer. Everybody owns one, but let me tell you, with the Reflection Shield, damage, stun, immunity, oh boy, it's deadly. It's a deadly ass monster that you want to have in your team, and you're really looking to get one of those. Will-O-Wisp, as I told you, you can't get it, it's nice to have on this side. Now, let's quickly go through the legendaries. Dark Haon, look at those stats, it's amazing. Just simply amazing. This card is very, very strong, but also the price is very, very strong. $70 per BCX. It's, yep. There's only 2 BCX available if I recall it correctly. Yeah, one level 1, one level 4. Amazing card, you want to have it, but there are none on the market. Ign Hl04 is card, it gets the resurrect. You can play around with the double resurrect strategy with Astral Entity, but it's not in 100% buy. You don't need it to climb up the ranks. Cthulhu is another card that's great on paper, but you don't need it. Nightshade, this card is kinda good. It gets the Triage and the Void, but I only say kinda because where is she? Look at this, it's very expensive. You can only buy 3 copies, so you're not getting her to level Triage. So that's a no-go for her too. So the only card I would really recommend that you really need would be in Dark Haon. Harklaw, I'm not going over him, get a max copy for your league, it's great. Jin Muriat is the perfect magic and giant killer card. It really pairs very well with the epic card Revealer, especially in reverse rules that this combination is deadly. Love it. Corpse Fiend, 10 out of 10. 0 mana silence, love it. Lyra of the Dark, this card really gets a speed boost and the opportunity ability. It's very strong. I really like her and I think she's undervalued. I think she's better than it is. So basically those legendaries, those 4 are really must-haves for your leagues. I wouldn't also consider a Dark Haon a must-have if you want to really play for the leaderboard. And a Terros is also a must-have because you can play Huan in the back, but that's a strategy that probably is too expensive. Then we come across a card that I like. Giant Killer, 4 damage, great card to have. I love Ra. I love my Ra, I would never sell him. Next up we have Ign Hl04. Unfortunately, I actually would love to own a max copy, but first of all, this card is only good on paper. It's rarely usable in-game because you would need the Equalizer rule sets or other rule sets. It's actually not that great of a card, but hence we look at the price, it's really expensive. And the Ra is way less expensive and the Ra is way better than the Ign Hl04. That's something I want to give you on the way. And if you look at Harklaw, Lyra, Fiend and Jin Muriat, those are all cheap cards compared to all of the other cards. Like look at a Cthulhu, $400, 47, 70, 17, 17, 11, 19, and then we have a 4, 3. So those are really affordable, good legendaries that will help you for the next 2 years. Those 4 are really your main goals if you don't have them maxed out. Next one is Skok and Yusud. I only talk about Yusud because I have him and I really like him. I'm waiting to get a level 3 copy with the heal, but for now I'm really happy with this card and I like it a lot. Basically this has been the dev overview. I'm gonna show you the owned cards for my dev team, also with the gold foil ones. If probably you know me and have looked me a little bit more, we can take a look at the core set. These, I got all of the core cards maxed out except Carrion Shade. I'm waiting till the gold price drops a little bit. I don't have any draft promo. If you take a look at the reward cards, I got every reward card maxed out that I can buy. And hence you're wanting my Riftwatcher cards. This one will actually be part of the giveaway, as well as Ign Hl04. Those two will be part of the giveaway, and I'm very proud of my Queen of Crows and Ras. Those were the first Riftwatcher cards I bought, and those are amazing. So this has been the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you do, feel free to hit the like button. Call me in the Discord if you want to know something more specific of those cards, and also write me your in-game name down below if you want me to rate your deck. I wish you an amazing rest of the day. Bye.